Hello, this is Dustin DaHusky, and I've got a really big thing I want to talk about. Something that in this fandom, this tends to happen from time to time, and it puts a lot of people in not a really good spot. Actually, in a very uncomfortable spot. So much so that it's not just borderline wrong, it's just socially wrong. So, let's go back 8 years. A long time ago, I was talking to one fur in Texas, who seemed to be a really nice guy. I liked talking to him. And we were talking about cons and this and that, and said I was planning on going to MFF that November, when the cons are happening in November. And I think he had a crush on me. But he was certainly like the way, which I'm going to talk about, I think he was going about it in the worst way possible, but also I think he was just looking for some tail. I'm not sure exactly which. So then he offered me a spot in his room. And I says, "Oh, I appreciate that. Let me know what my share is, and I'll pay you. Right away." He says, "Oh, that won't be necessary." "Oh, why is that?" I'm like, "Well, because he wants to bed me." And this is a time when I wasn't quite open with myself. At this point, I was still kind of in denial, so I wasn't exactly certain. I had signs, definitely had the wants, but it's like, I was still figuring out myself at this time, so I didn't really know what to think of that. But also, I saw him only as a friend. Yeah, he was cute, but I didn't have any interest to really go out with him. I just wanted to be his friend. But I think he either had a crush on me, or he just wanted to bed me for one reason or another. And I told him, "No, look, you don't need to do that. I'm more than welcome, or more than happy to pay you my room share. That's not necessary. I ain't whoring myself off for a whole weekend for someone, just because they want tail. I have higher standards than that. I would never allow that to happen. And I wasn't comfortable with that either." And I told him that. Then he got really upset, and then he started threatening me. He actually threatened me to have sex with him. Because he wanted me. And he was doing all he can desperately to keep me in his room. And after about a week, I said, "No, you know what? I'm declining your offer. You can't seem to respect the fact that I'm not comfortable with doing that." And that was kind of the last formal time we've had talking to each other. So then he called me all words in the book, called me not genuine as a friend, which, let's be honest. If you're close enough with one of your friends and you say, "Hey, you just want to bang," and the other person's like, "Just a friendly bang," like, yeah, like, sure. And you know what? If you plan something like that and it works out, and you're just friends, you just want a friendly bang, all right, that's one thing. But when it doesn't work out, say, I don't want to, and say, okay, well, that's fine. If it doesn't ruin the friendship, yeah, okay, it didn't work out that way, but you're still friends. You just don't want to do anything. That's okay too. But when you're trying to force one of your friends to have sex with him, that's despicable. He called me disingenuine, yet he was threatening me for the room, which I ended up finding another close group of friends that I was so glad to room with anyway and hung out with the whole weekend. Because what he ended up doing for the rest of the weekend was he ended up stalking me on the lobby floor at MFF. Just followed me around. He was a fursuiter, so he kind of like walked around. I saw him a few times, kind of made me feel uncomfortable. And that was kind of the last, I mean, that's the last time I saw him up close. And after that, after 2012, that was kind of the last time I really saw him up close and kind of personal. I saw him a few times in suit, passing, but not really close enough to where it made me feel uncomfortable. But I did see him. So as long as he was far away, did not bother me one bit. It's only 8 years ago. Nothing happened. I don't know if that'd be called sexual assault. Nothing really happened, so I'm not saying names. I don't want to witch hunt. But I want to talk about something that this does happen in the fandom, where people are trying to threaten people that they know that they want to bed really, really hard. And they do it in the most grotesque ways. Like, they don't care about what the other person thinks. They want their dick wet. I don't know how often it does happen. I've experienced it once before, and I didn't like it. I wanted to totally kind of brush it off towards the side, say, hey, look, I'm not interested. I would love to room with you. I would love to actually hang out with you. I just don't want to do that with you. And he kind of, he took that incredibly wrong, even though he was threatening me with sex? I don't know. I don't know how that works. At this point, I don't care anymore, but it's something that I thought about recently. It's like, that happened to me. However, it didn't happen. While the stage was set for it to happen, I stopped it from happening. What about the furries that we're too afraid to get out of that situation and someone got their way with? Doesn't make me happy, which is kind of why I want to discuss about my experience of my near miss with this kind of an occurrence. I find it disgusting. I want it to stop. I'm sure it doesn't happen all the time, but it is probably the most disgusting thing you can do to another person, is to try to threaten them to room with them so that they can have their way with. It's disgusting. And I want to tell anyone who is listening out there, if this ever happens to you, if you're not comfortable at all doing the things they want you to do with them in this kind of situation, or any situation at all, don't do it. You know what? you're better off telling him no. Even if it might destroy your friendship with this person, you know what? Obviously, you probably didn't need to be friends with him any longer. Then recently, earlier this summer, one of my friends on a tweet had a random tweet that says, why am I suddenly blocked by blah, 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 blah? Didn't even know the person. It's like, well, that is interesting. Why are you blocked from him? I didn't recognize the Twitter tag or the Twitter name before. Then I clicked on the name. I'm blocked by this person. Turns out, it's the same person from 2012. I find that, like, and I believe I saw his Twitter. He got a new persona. He kept the same name this whole time, but same species, same persona name, different color scheme now. And I think years before, I didn't block him, but I kind of ignored him. I don't believe in blocking people so much unless I really need to. I don't think I'm blocking anyone. Even people that should get blocked, I don't block because you know what? I enjoy ignoring people sometimes. And I'd rather just ignore. I'd rather know what they may be talking about just in case. Because sometimes some things that people say is batshit crazy that you want to make sure you're on top of. So sometimes it's not a good idea to block people because then you're totally out of the loop. But this guy, now in 2020, because last time I may have checked was either 2018 or 2019, totally forgot. You know how you would forget someone's username. It doesn't match their persona name, so you click on it. Oh, yeah, I know this person. Well, he's got me blocked now. I guess he must remember me. And maybe, because we have not talked since 2012. And you know what? You have to ask, why did he block me? He was the one trying to get into my pants. So now he feels somewhat guilty and now wants to avoid any wrongdoing by blocking me on all accounts. I don't know if he's got a Telegram. Wouldn't even bother to look. But it takes I actually don't know what to say. Why would someone who's trying to get in my pants 8 years ago wants to now block me? Most certainly for the whole reason of not wanting to get involved in case I would come out, which I'm talking about it, but I'm not going to out him. He probably would know who I'm talking about, well, obviously in this video, but I know enough better to not say much a word about who. Because you know what? Nothing did happen. However, I do want to tell anyone out there, if you're in a situation like that and you feel totally uncomfortable in the situation, it's always, always, always a good idea to say no. And to get out of that situation as fast as you can, as directly as you can, and as clearly as you can. Don't lead them on. You got to tell them right off, hey, look, not interested. And if they can respect that, then they care about your friendship and they do care about you, but they're not willing to do that. However, if they're going to go off on you and telling you every bad name in the book and telling you that you're an awful friend, They're describing themselves. So, I wanted to talk to you about something personal that almost happened to me. Clarifying that again. It did not. But the way how it happened, not the most prettiest thing this individual's probably done. And I just want to let you all know, if you find yourself in this situation, say no. And those that enjoy doing this, stop it. Because you're only going to be hurting more people. And it will eventually find you. Because eventually someone who's actually gone through this experience, will be the one to out you. And rightfully so. Because forcing someone to do something that they're not willing to do is despicable. You shouldn't do that. So, I got nothing else to say. It's more of a public service announcement. I am still kind of, actually just thinking about it, I'm still kind of speechless about it. But you don't force people to have sex with you after they say they don't want to. It's... yeah, I don't really know what to exactly say. I don't know, I'm still lost about it. Glad I'm not friends with this individual. I'm glad I don't talk to this individual. I'm glad this individual only goes to MFF when he is in the Midwest region. And I just ignore him. But the way how it happened is not the prettiest thing he's ever done. And I was not expecting that from him either. He was such a sweet guy. Just was not expecting that. I thought, hey, you have a crush on me, I understand, I'm just not interested. Thought, hey, we can still be friends, maybe get to know each other more. No, he just seemed to only care about wanting tail. Nothing more. Which is disappointing. But then again, it just shows that maybe this is the best way to stay away from people that are probably going to be incredibly damaging to you. Because I'm sure if that happened to me, I would be probably a little bit more damaged person. I'd be more damaged mentally, psychologically. I'm just glad to stand up for myself. Nothing wrong with standing up for yourself. No, seriously. This ever happens to you, say no. Maybe warn other people if you want to. But if someone threatens you for sex, entirely up to you on what you want to do with that situation. As much as I hate canceling out people, because, yeah, it's good to make this known, but boy, does it leave a fiery wake behind you. Oh, it goes far in between. I'm just hoping that if this individual does find this video, I just want to let you know I've not forgotten. And now you've been warned to change your ways if you haven't. Because I'm not going to tell exactly who you are. But if you've done this to other people, disgusting. And hopefully maybe one day they'll open up and say it how it is. and you might be running packing. Because what you did was not good. Disappointing. Anyway, I appreciate all of you for listening. This doesn't need to stop in the fandom. No one should ever have to go through this. Yeah, let's share this around. I want actually every single one of you. If you want to share a video, if I want any of my videos to be shared around, it's this one. I want you to share it. Because this is something that needs to go a bit more viral. None of my other bullshit videos, this one's the one I want to be more known. Because I feel like it's for everyone's safety. Far in between. To keep themselves safe from predators like this. Because this shouldn't have to be. Anyway, this video is drawn out way too long. Share this video if you want. I appreciate it. It should not, yeah. No. The more I think about this, the more this pisses me off, but if you've been in this situation before, sometimes maybe to protect yourself and others, you may need to come clean about that. Because that's the only way this will help stop other people getting hurt from it, your individual person doing this to you. Because I have a hard time believing it's just one individual that does this. Others do this too. And the more we make this aware, the better for this fandom. Because I want this fandom to be safe for everyone. And be gone, sexual predators. Because you don't belong here.